Aloha fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Leader Class G2 Universe Toxitron from the Transformers Legacy Evolution line from Hasbro. Now this is part of the G2 like sub-line that's exclusive to Walmart stores, but was also available on Hasbro Pulse. This is our third repaint, or I guess technically our third version, but second repaint of the G2 Leader Class Prime that was released way back in Legacy. And I think is being released again in United. I think it's the only one that's been in all three of the Legacy lines. So really nice artwork here on the front. We have the plastic-free packaging, so it's completely enclosed, which gives us a lot of nice room here on the front for this artwork, which I really, really like. And then we have a close-up of that artwork over here on this side. And then we have the standard Legacy artwork here, but done in kind of a more animated style to fit the rest of the packaging, which I think looks really cool. Legacy Evolution logo there on the top. Not really much going on the bottom. And then over here on the back, we have some nice product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode. And then we have the base mode as well down here with that kind of Nickelodeon orange splat with the radioactive symbol. Super 90s inspired. The color scheme is just absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and get Toxitron out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. Here is Toxitron out of the packaging, and I just absolutely love this color scheme. You have this kind of sickening green color with the purple and the orange. It's just a really fantastic color scheme. He does come packaged in the box in vehicle mode, so that's why we're starting this way. I'm going to go ahead and take the trailer off for a moment, and we'll just take a quick look at the cab. I will say it's very one note in terms of that green. I mean, I do have some purple here for the wheels, and then we have purple tint for the translucent plastic of the windshield. I do really like the G2 Decepticon symbol here on top. I think that looks good. But I just feel like maybe a little bit more color, maybe some black or something mixed in a little bit more. It's very, very green. I mean, it's fine. I do like it, and I think that they're working off a previous design because I know Toxitron was a repaint they did back in the day, so maybe that was entirely green back then. I don't remember. But yeah, just it's very, very green. Just a little bit more color would have been nice, but I still like it a lot. Now, it does come a little mistransformed in the box. These panels are not up here so that they can sit, so that arm pieces can sit in there, and these like little tank pieces are in, so you just have to pop those out. So, you know, very minor stuff, but this is how it comes packed in the packaging. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and store the weapons here on the back. If we flip this around, this will peg into these little spots right here, like that. So you can go ahead and store that on there if you like. And then the sword will store underneath with these two little spots right here. And so that will peg in there. You will not be able to attach the trailer when this is on the back, but you could technically still attach the trailer with the sword underneath. So if you don't care about storing this piece, you can take this off, and then you can go ahead and pop the trailer back on. There is somewhere to store the weapons in the trailer as well, so that's another option. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, it looks pretty good with the trailer. Nice turning radius. Pretty much 90 degrees. You might hit into the arms a little bit, but it can still happen if you just kind of keep going. So really nice turning radius there. It can definitely do 45, no problem. Getting the full 90, you might have to kind of lift it up and reposition it, but definitely can be done. Does roll pretty well. I like that. Getting back to the trailer, we'll go ahead and put the cab off to the side for the moment. So you have the trailer here. You do have a piece underneath that you can flip out so that it can stand on its own, which is nice. Transforming it, you just open up this section here. The sides will pull down like so. Let me zoom out a bit here and angle this up. Then this little ramp here flips down. You have, this will bend like that. You can pop out this little capture claw and spin this around. You have like a ball joint here and a hinge. So if we spin this, this is not cooperating. Hold on. I literally just did this. What's the problem? Here we go. So then this will bend down like this, and then the gun can flip up. And then this whole tower can spin, so you have the little capture claw piece here. It's a very basic little base, but very reminiscent of the original G2 toy. I think the original G2 toy had like one of those missile launchers where like you punch down on the actuator and then it fires it with air. But this can spin around completely. You can also remove this gun if you want. There we go. And then he can use this as a weapon in robot mode. You can also store the weapons over here, so you have these spots right here. I think the sword goes over here, and then the shield. Hold on, where does this go? Maybe over here. There we go. So the shield can peg in there, the sword can peg in over here. And just to show you, let me take the sword back out from under the cab. Okay, that's really on there. It's kind of hard to grab hold of this, honestly. I don't remember having this much trouble with the other versions of this. There we go. And then this can peg in over here. So you do have weapon storage there, and then you can close this back up. Spin this back like this. And you can close it up with the weapons still inside. So you have the option to store them either on the cab itself, or you can store them in the trailer. And you can still utilize everything here like this. So that's nice. You have a couple nice options there for storage for the weapons. And take these back out so we can show them off later in robot mode. Now again, you know, we've seen this a couple times before, so this isn't really new information. This is our third time with this mold, but I like it. I think it looks good. I do like this trailer. I liked it back when it came with Laser Prime the first time. I liked it again with Black Convoy, aka Scourge, I think he was in the American version. But yeah, it's a cool little trailer. It's a little one note. I do like the dripping ooze, but it is mostly black from the side. Now, of course, you do get some purple here on the top and the front. But just kind of looking at it from the side, it is mostly black. But I will put that off to the side, and we will go ahead and get into the transformation here. So as we have seen this mold before, I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. We're going to start by lifting up these panels here on the side. You can go ahead and push in these little tank pieces there to fill out the legs. Going to flip up the toe and heel pieces here for the feet. Split this apart. Then you can kind of rotate the legs down like so. Let me zoom out here and move this up. Then you'll want to kind of just lift the arms up a little bit like that. You can go ahead and flip these pieces down like so. This is going to drop down, and you can, while you're doing that, you can spin the waist 180 degrees. So you have pretty much the entire bottom of the robot already done. The legs don't transform all that much. You can go ahead and split this section in half and kind of rotate this out of the way a little bit off to the side here. Sometimes I like to just flip these panels up just temporarily just to get them out of the way more so that there's more room. You're going to lift this up, and this is going to kind of rotate down through and around, and then this piece will extend out to fill out the chest like so. At this point, we're going to open up this section of the cab and then flip out the arms like so. We're going to flip the head up and pop that right there. Then we're going to rotate this back a little bit so that we can flip these sections inside to kind of form the sides of his chest. And then this is going to come down and sit on there, and then this will come down and peg in and fill out the rest of the chest, and then you can push this section down for the head. Then you're going to flip these sections in, and they will clip into those panels that we just formed the sides. Spin at the bicep 180 degrees. Do that again over here. Clip that in. Spin that 180. Now we can kind of situate the shoulder panels where we would like them. Come around to the back. There's this tiny little gray panel inside here that we're going to flip out. Now, technically, you don't have to. If you want to just close this up, you can, but then you're going to have this section underneath here open. And so all these do is flip out to fill in that section. It's not 100% required, but it does make it look a little bit nicer. If I can actually get this out. I transformed this literally 5 minutes ago, and I didn't have any of these problems with these panels. There we go. Now we can close this up. And now that's just a little bit nicer and closed up. Again, not required, but it does just kind of complete the look. Fill that empty space in a little bit, which I appreciate. And then the last step is very simple. You're just going to flip down this section here, flip out the hand, like so, and then close it back up. Flip out the hand, close that back up. So now we have our Toxitron in robot mode. Now here I think the color scheme really pops because you have the purple, you have the green, you have a little bit of this like magenta, you have the gray, black, and everything's a lot more evened out in terms of color scheme. So I think it looks really good. It's a fun color scheme. It's just that in the cab, there's so much green and nothing else, whereas here I feel like the colors are really nicely evenly distributed. I am a little bummed that there's no G2 Decepticon symbol anywhere in the robot mode. I would have liked them here on the shoulder pieces. I don't know. It's just weird to me that they didn't do that. Head sculpt, I think, looks pretty good. Now, I will say before we get into the head sculpt, because this will help, the packaging, and I think back in the day, they used to kind of like to put the shoulder pieces at like a 45-degree angle just to kind of make him look a little different. So we can do that. It's really up to you. You have that preference. If you want them completely vertical, you can do that. If you want them at the 45-degree angle, you can do that as well. But this will help us check out the robot mode head. Mostly purple, but has that nice green for the crest, nice silver there on the face for the faceplate. Yeah, it doesn't have light piping. You can see on the back the head is completely painted. But the eyes, I think the eyes have been painted kind of a dark maroon. Unfortunately, the shoulder pauldrons are still really casting a lot of shadow. But yeah, it's a pretty cool looking head sculpt. I like it a lot, and they did a nice job painting it. I guess I'll leave these here like this. So again, you can move the shoulders around if you want, but all the articulation from the shoulder actually comes from this joint down here. So you have a nice ratchet. I don't know if you can hear that, but you have a nice ratchet going front to back. You can go all the way out to the side. You have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees there in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel. Now, technically, there is a ball joint there, but that's really for the transformation. When it's all closed up, you can really only kind of swivel it side to side. You have a waist swivel, pretty far kick forward, pretty far kick back. Not quite 180, but pretty close. Kick out to the side, no problem. Got your thigh swivel. Got 90 degrees in the knee. You got ankle tilt. Pretty good range there. Technically, if you want to move the toes or the heels, you can because of the transformation. So if you need to utilize those for any posing, you absolutely can. But yeah, it's a good mold. I mean, it's been holding up well. I think it's been, what, probably about the third year for this mold. But I like it. I think it works. I still, you know, holds up well. I have all three versions of it. It was great as G2 Laser Prime. It was great as Black Convoy. It's fun again as Toxitron. For those accessories, he does have the sword. So we have this nice translucent sword. I think I kind of wish this was purple. Just because, again, it gets a little bit lost amongst the rest of the green. We have the axe piece here. You can flip this out, and he can utilize this as an axe. Or you can, of course, combine them together and pop this in the top here. I think this looks kind of ridiculous, in my opinion, but you can do it. I personally don't even really like the axe, because it doesn't really look like much of an axe to me. It just is an oval. I just like to usually rock the sword, because I think that looks great. And so we'll pop that in the fist, and we're good to go. So yeah, honestly, I really like the robot mode. I think the color distribution is a lot better. Articulation's good. I just wish he had some G2 Decepticon symbols. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with him. I think he looks good. I think this is a fun repaint. And real quick, one thing I did forget to mention, you can lift these panels up And they have these little like missile barrage pieces in there that are kind of gold. I knew I was forgetting something, so I wanted to show that off real quick. But yeah, this guy's fun. I mean, do you absolutely need it? That's going to be up to you. I mean, I say you should definitely get some version of this mold. If you only want one of them, pick your favorite. You have G2 Laser Prime, you have Black Convoy from Robots in Disguise / Car Robots, and then you have Toxitron here from G2. So I would say definitely at least pick up one version of this mold. If you love all three, go for it. If you love two of them, you know, pick and choose, whatever. But I think you definitely, if you're a Transformer fan, should pick up at least one version of this mold because it's a really good mold. I like the trailer. I like the base mode. You know, you have the accessories. I love the sword. The axe I don't care for as much, but, you know, it's not taking anything away by being there. The robot mode's great. The cab mode's great. The transformation is fun and intuitive. Not too difficult. I really enjoy it. Yeah, it's a great mold, and like I said, you know, do you need this one? Your mileage will vary, but definitely I think you owe it to yourself. One version of the mold at least. But it's a fun repaint. I think it's a little too green in the cab mode. I think the color scheme is a lot more evenly distributed here in the robot mode. But yeah, other than that, it's still really fun, and I recommend checking it out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.